Welcome back, everybody. It is another week with movies, music, and mayhem. Look at this. I'm already screwing up. Starting right out of the gate. My name is Rachel Silvestrini. I am your host. Thank you for coming back and joining me. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Come back every week. Go look at all of my other old interviews. It's really simple and chill. We just kind of hang around and talk. We're all friends, and we just really, really, really love to laugh. So it's a blast, and with people hanging out in the chat, you guys are the best. Without further ado, I know we started a little bit late here. So I am fully convinced that this man that I'm bringing on as my guest is somehow related to me. The first time we met, we legit just started busting balls right out of the gate. Y'all know who I'm talking about. It is the one and the only Kaiser.
Wow, this is some serious witness relocation lighting I got going on here.
Yeah, it is. It looks.
Don't I look like I'm about to rat out Sammy the Bull Gravano or something right now with what's going on in this?
I mean, I can still see your face, so I don't think that they're doing the best job of trying to hide you. Like, that sounds like an inside job. Like, someone in the cop league is, working for the mob, and they're like, yeah, no, we got this guy. We know him.
I feel like a character in one of those A&E documentaries about, Sammy Knuckles Giannuzzi, who rubbed out Jimmy the Rat Miner.
I actually watched, do you ever see the movie Oscar?
Is that Stallone?
It's Stallone and, Marissa Tomei, Tim Curry. He plays a piece
of shit.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a comedy. He plays a gangster, snaps provolone that's trying to go straight.
Who directs it?
And I have no clue.
See?
I can't remember.
I've been on the show 5 minutes and I already stumped you.
I mean, to be fair, everybody knows I can't do directors. It's fine. If it's not Kevin Smith, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, no shit. I've been on the losing end of that knowledge.
I know. I mean, sorry, but it had to be done.
You did what you had to do.
I did. So guys, just so you know, I do have a Patreon. Oh, sorry. I had this. There we go. I have a Patreon. It's right up there. You can join it. And one of the levels is a drinking buddy. And one of the perks of being a drinking buddy is not only do you get to sponsor some booze that I get to drink that I'm supposed to be drinking with you guys, my guests, but I'll buy you a drink when we get back to normal life. But you also get to come on for 5 minutes or submit 5 questions. And so this week we are having the one and only Jeremiah Morris on.
Oh, this dicky do. This guy's trying to take my money.
And I'm getting it too. All of it.
Do you want to tell everybody what the bet is?
You go ahead. You're the one that's going to lose.
See how you sure you're not trying to be a manager in this league? I think you got some moxie there, kid. You might have to go into the dungeon manager, training program.
Well, see, the problem with that is Christian already hates me because I root for Rachel. And
in the club. I think he likes me. He hates me too. So
I'm learning from you to become a manager someday.
Well, we made a bet at the beginning of the year. I believe it was on SEN Live or one of the shows, or maybe it was Backstage, where I said that by the end of the year, Ben Bateman will retain the championship belt, the singles championship. And you bet me $100 that he wouldn't. So you've got the entire field, and I got Ben Bateman. So in theory,
gave you 3-1.
In theory, you did give me 3-1?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I couldn't see myself making that bet if we didn't put some odds there.
Yeah, you gave me Dan Merle, Oyama, Rachel. You gave me all these people. I mean, I'm sorry. And Ben sucks. So I wasn't worried about it.
Those are strong words. Once a champion, always a champion. I'm not even the guy's manager, and I'm defending him like he's on trial.
Well, he should be. I mean, he couldn't even defend himself.
He's going to beat up on my buddy Guy, that's for sure.
You keep on thinking that. Champ's lunch.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be eating a ham sandwich in the bathroom if that's that's going to be the lunch you're going to get after that match. I'm telling you. Bateman's too good right now. He's too good.
Isn't a ham sandwich what killed Mama Cass?
I think a lot of things killed Mama Cass. I'm guessing rum, ham.
Cocaine.
Are we both wearing wrestling shirts today?
Fuck yeah, we are.
We didn't even plan that, huh? That's how in sync we are.
I swear to God, we are related.
I'm rocking my Flair Macho Man 90. What the hell year is that? 92.
Yeah.
And you're rocking the WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah's rocking the guy who's going to lose a match's T-shirt. So.
I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I can see why everybody thinks that, but don't forget the guy beat Merle
my favorite match of all time. I'm on the record saying that. It's my favorite Schmoedown match of all time.
I mean, it's my favorite match to watch Christian
I think Guy's character is certainly one of my favorites. I realized, that there is an envelope and it can be pushed when I came into the league. And Guy and Gucci, I feel, and Jay Washington, those three guys to me wrote the book. So I took, I kind of watched those three dudes and realized, all right, I could try and do something with these knuckleheads. So we'll see, man. Guys, I don't know if he can get in his best friend's head. That's pretty tough.
I mean, I think that's an advantage. Like, don't you think the people who know you most are the ones that can like fuck with you the best?
True, but I feel like Bateman probably is doing some secret like Tony Robbins training with Riley in a basement of a laundromat, like Fight Club style, to get ready for him.
There's no
Riley don't play. Riley's probably training him right now.
Probably. I know I'm not puppy sitting for him right now.
He's training Bateman, not Dagnino. He's got more important things going on than his players. Did I say that?
Ooh. I think you just threw on a gauntlet.
Well, that's kind of like we got a match coming up, so I got to start the trash talking. So I give Riley credit, but I talk shit against the manager.
Yeah, attack the managers. Leave the competitors be.
No, there's a few competitors that I like to attack. So most of them.
Well, they're asking for it.
Some it's hard to attack. I got this terrible light coming in. It's like literally like the sun is setting. Oh, where I'm in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even.
What hotel are you at? Jesus.
Shit, I just dropped the fucking microphone. Hello, John Kaiser reporting live from the 40-yard line. The Green Bay Packers are up 40-26 on the New York Football Giants. That was a dumb bit.
Dork.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
I'm in a hotel in Vegas. I can't say which one.
Gotta watch out for
that. Area
Mom.
51 motel.
I mean, to be fair, if there is one of those hotels there, I'm not shocked.
Jeremiah, you don't manage in the fan leagues or nothing?
No, honestly, I know nothing about movies or wrestling.
Yeah, but you're a good shit talker and you got attitude, so that's a good start for managing.
That is very good, but I am also not a people person. So
that's even better.
That helps too, actually.
You don't have to like people. I hate people, and I was a great person in customer service.
You're a liar. You're one of the most bubbly human beings. When I came into this league, you were all hugs and kisses and shots and party and fun time.
It's because I like you. Like 98% of humanity are trash. I cannot stand most people.
I'm going to close a blind. Talk amongst yourselves.
Rachel, I don't know any of the Schmoedown competitors, okay, that much. But I know a lot of the fans, and not a single one of them dislikes you. And not a single one of them has said you were a bad person at all. So that's a complete lie.
Well, to be fair, though, like I'm talking in the all of humanity. Like the 2% are like the really, really good people. So, those are the people I keep. Those are the ones that I like to, hang out with and do the shows with and for. So like that's great. But in my years of touring and stuff and hanging out and dealing with people that literally ask questions like how much is the $30 t-shirt, like you just start to really despise humanity and you think that people should just be sterilized at birth. So
this doesn't look any better, does it?
It does. Yeah
At least you don't have the half like Two-Face thing going on.
Right.
Hatchet lighting, they call that. Learned that in film school.
Someone's fancy.
I was really good at lighting and cinematography for 2 weeks, and then when the real math started, I'm like, I'm out. I got to go try writing, directing. It's too much math for cinematography and lighting. Though I like doing it the most. I think that's the coolest thing is to paint with light and work the camera. So like, I desperately wanted to be a gearhead in film school because I was too cerebral. Like as a student going in, I thought I was, Jack Kerouac and shit. Like, Mr. creative writer guy and all, I was into comic books, but like I was like, I want to learn the tools. I want to pick up, lights and cameras and I kind of wasn't that good at it. So I had to go to what was natural, Rachel, which is where you and I are very similar, producing, just telling people what to do and finding out where to get shit. When a guy tells you I need to shoot in a parking lot at 4 a.m. in Chinatown, I'm like, I'm your guy. I will get you that parking lot at a good rate. So
you're like, I know that parking lot.
Play your strengths. Yeah, I slept there last night.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Always. Yeah. So we got to, just a few more seconds and then we got to kick you off. But yes, ask away.
I'm a big baseball fan, and I know your dad was an umpire in the American Leagues. I've heard you talk about it before. You really knew Ken Griffey Jr.?
Yeah, man. Me and Griffey Jr. were friends. I got very lucky. Oh, look at this. My old John Overland. Sorry, I'm gonna answer. He's one of my first director producers at PBS. Guy taught me everything I know. See, he's still yelling at me. I had two great mentors at PBS television, John Overland and Wyatt Doremus, and they taught me really everything there was when I was just a dipshit coming out of undergrad before film school. I went back to school, but yes, thank you, John Overland, for popping in. He's the man. Jeremiah, yes, Griffey Jr. and I were very close in age, and my dad was very close with Ken Griffey Sr. So, like, I'd always see him as a kid hanging around the dugout, and then one day he turned 19 and made $58 million, and he was still cool enough to come by and say hello to me in the dressing rooms, and we'd play horse and shit before the games in the basement of the Sky Dome and get chewed out. You know, Lou Piniella yelling at us like, "Get the fuck inside! You're gonna roll your ankle and stop fucking around with Kaiser's kid." But Griffey, I was pretty tight with Griffey's whole squad. Jay Buhner. Jay Buhner and I were friends. Joey Cora. You know, growing up a Yankee fan, Jeremiah, it was weird that all my best friends in baseball turned out to be Mariners. So, who's your squad? Cardinal?
Yeah.
I respect that franchise. I'm a big Pujols guy. He had some time there.
He was my favorite player until he left.
He can still be your favorite player. I shot a video with him. That dude looks like Conan the Barbarian in real life.
Beast. But then Yadi took over. I mean, that guy is St. Louis. I mean, that's just what he is.
Never been to that ballpark, but it looks beautiful, man.
It is amazing.
I'm sure it's one of the best three in the world right now.
I've been to about 5 of them. That's tops for sure.
You been to Camden Yards?
I've never been to any of the New York ballparks. Or
in Baltimore, but close. You're a couple rivers separated, a couple state lines away. Yeah, maybe one state line. No, I'd say that's one of my favorites. It pains me to say this, but I love going to Fenway Park too. When I start thinking, just the whole, I mean, I'm a diehard Yankee fan, but the whole Boston experience is second to none. I'm sure I never really got to go to a Cubs game, but I went to a workout day before the All-Star game one year in Chicago and got to live that a little slice of Wrigleyville and all that just for a brief afternoon. Didn't get to really whoop it up, you know, Chicago Cubs style. But I used to love the old Tiger Stadium. It was a dump. It looked like, you know, something that would be featured in a Ken Burns documentary in 1858, but it was beautiful. It had all this nostalgia, and you could literally smell Ty Cobb, you know, shortstop. You know, it was like it was a very weird experience. And nobody was going to see the games at the time, so I just sit right behind home plate and watch my dad ump as a 12-year-old. You know, Rach listening to the Doors. You know what I mean? I was still kind of half a hippie and shit, you know. So I'm sure we'll talk music soon enough. So that's the point of your show, correct?
It's we talk movies, music, and all the.
I mean, the title says talking movies. So, I mean,
it's everything. It's very straightforward. But Jeremiah, do you have one more question? Or are you good to
go? I just wanted to say thanks, Kaiser. You're my favorite manager, and I love what you do with Smets. Please put him in the team's tournament so I can see him play again.
Well, if we can sign Andreyko, we might have a tag team there. I know Andreyko's expressed some interest in teaming up with Smash, but I don't want to do my girl Roxy dirty like that. She has every right to sign her guy, but you know, if he's unhappy with current management, we'd be happy to let him come by for lunch. You know, have him come by for a corned beef sandwich. We'll do some push-ups, hang out. Everyone will get rough, slap each other around, and see if we got a fit. But hopefully, you'll be paying me $300 at the end of the season.
I will not be. I have faith that Ben will lose.
All right. Well, good seeing you, homie.
Thanks so much, Jeremiah, for your support, and you're always just so welcome, and I absolutely adore you. And I'm sure we'll be talking soon. All right. Cool. This is, God, hold on. All the fun. I know what I'm doing. I swear to God, some days are good. Some days are bad.
You're your own producer, host, PA, sound person.
Just everything, lighting, craft services.
Yeah, aren't we all?
No, I actually really love the new Tiger Stadium.
I haven't been to the new one.
I think it's so much fun because Warped Tour would play in the parking lot every year that we would go there, and like they would open up the inside of the stadium, and more times than like that would be where they put like most of like the merchandise from the bands and stuff. They would get to set up like in the shade, like inside on cool concrete. So like people would wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to like claim those spots. And like more times than not, like the actual Tigers would be in the stadium, like doing batting practice and stuff like that.
Shit, that's dope.
And they would let they would have obviously security so that like people couldn't go into the seats. But if like you were a parent and like you wanted to just kick back and relax and like you weren't there for the festival, you were just there to like make sure your 12-year-old kid didn't get like, you know, beat up or something like that. Like you could they would literally let you into the seats. So like there would just be like 20 to 50 parents sitting watching batting practice while like Warped Tour is going on outside the stadium.
How safe concerts have become, because I remember like when I started going to concerts, you know, as a kid who was like a jock who still loved heavy metal music and stuff, it's like I was always afraid the headbangers were gonna like hit me with a bike chain and steal my wallet. Like going to a Metallica concert at Silver Stadium in Rochester, New York, or, you know, the War Memorial, like these grimy New York, upstate New York dungeons, so to speak. You never really felt totally safe. You know, you had your crew with you, but nowadays it's like, you know, everyone's going and they're having a Pokemon picnic in the parking lot of these Warped Tours and all this shit, you know?
It's true. I mean, I remember...
It's different now, though. It's not as edgy.
It's like light metal. It's not heavy metal.
There's a couple bands keeping the torches burning, you know, the Slipknots and Mastodons.
Every Time I Die, who their guitarist Andy is actually a wrestler for AEW right now, which is
the fuck out of here.
Ridiculous for me, because I'm like, we literally hung out in the catering lines like every summer that they were on. Like for some reason it was just like every time I would go to catering, he would either be right in front of me or like right behind me, and we would just hang out and chat. And now I'm watching him on Wednesdays on TNT doing like AEW Dynamite, and I'm like, I know that guy.
I'll have to check it out. Like that's really cool. Like I tune in, I maybe watch 10 minutes of wrestling a week on, you know, if I catch anything, and then usually I'm just like whatever clip I'm seeing on Instagram, you know, I follow AEW. I think that's the best thing going.
Yeah.
So I'll try and keep up with it just because I'm always interested in the wrestling game and how it's being, you know, recreated and rebranded. And, but you know, AEW's got a very old school vibe to it. And I think that's the thing about wrestling. Like, you know, it's like the circus, man. You know, you've been going for 80 years because you expect to see a certain thing, and, you know, no disrespect to PETA or anything, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. Like it's still to this day, like you hear a kaleidoscope or what the fuck are they? Calliope, and like you instantly think like striped white and white and red tents, and, you know, circus animals and
you know what you're getting into,
and shit. Like it just fits. So like, yeah, AEW's got a great old school feel, but I think that's due in large part to the fact that Cody is like, you know, a legacy in the wrestling world. And so he has a lot of say in his own company.
It's brilliant to watch what he's done. He's very refreshing to the business. He's entertaining as hell. He's smart. I mean, the guy's got it. You know what I mean?
And he not only is he great about like for the company, but also just like the people that he surrounds himself with, because like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are all like CFOs or what are they? They all have like a controlling stake in it.
Yeah.
So like all of these guys were in the world of wrestling for so long. So like they know what makes a good company. They know what makes a bad company.
In their blood. It's in their blood, you know.
They're not afraid to take risks. Like they started the first female tag tournament, and it is fucking fantastic.
That's never been done before?
Not to my knowledge. Yeah. Like women's have like there's always been like, you know, I think like when Divas was a thing, it was like I think they had like 2 or 3 matches, but like this is legit. Like they have
a VH1 show.
No, like when like there was like the Diva belt.
Oh, okay.
On I can't
don't
remember
know too
if
much
it was
about the
WWE.
female league. I love watching.
It's because it doesn't really like it wasn't.
Well, I love watching Flair's daughter. I think she is
she's
fucking
fantastic.
beast. I forget her name. Charlotte.
Charlotte.
What a hell of an athlete she is.
Yeah.
Fun entertainer. sometimes it's great to see some of these female wrestlers outworking the men, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, actually, I like there are a few women that wrestle for AEW that I'm like, dude, they could challenge for a belt against the guys. Like, they're really fantastic. And like AEW has the first transgender wrestler.
Get the fuck out of here.
She's fantastic. Her name is Awesome Kong.
Oh, no shit.
Like, oh wait, no.
Awesome Kong is a sweet name for a wrestler, by the way.
It is. I'm trying to remember.
You know what? I think I got to close this blind.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? I'm one blind away. Hold on.
And then turn on a light. Guys, we're having all the fun technical issues tonight. Yes, Camshaft. He gets to start working tomorrow. I'm sure he's very excited. God, you guys are the best.
Let me tell you what, John Overland is not proud of me right now that my lighting game is off. This does look very balanced. There's some bad shadows. I'm wearing white. You never wear white. There's another cardinal rule of filmmaking I broke, but you know, it's wrestling night, so I had to wear my white shirt.
Yeah, fuck it. We don't care. But God, I miss going to baseball games.
Who's been your, since you're such a music chick, I got to ask you, has there been anyone in quarantine in particular you find yourself listening to more of that maybe you haven't listened to in a long time? Or are there any surprise bands in your rotation? Have you got caught in any kind of quarantine music loops to kind of...
I started diving back into the late 90s, early 2000s, like hip hop lately. And it was just like, it was so refreshing. It just like legit brought me straight back to high school. I'll have days where I have a massive record collection that I spent years, like while I was touring, I would take time off and, wander into record shops and buy like 3 or 4 records for like $10 and literally started this incredible collection. And so like every now and then I'll have like a nice little like 70s rock day and throw on like, The Doors or Survivor or Kansas and just like sit back and chill and just like listen to that and blast it throughout the house. And
I feel like I'm listening to music more than I'm talking to people. And so just by way of like being quarantined and stuff and, everyone working from home or the obvious. So it's like, I'm like, God damn, I'm listening to a lot of music and it took me a while, but lately, I don't know if it's a familiarity thing, but I came back to all the 90s grunge kind of, I don't know.
Seattle?
It was like, that whole, it was weird. I heard that song by Live, Lightning Crashes, the one that gives you goosebumps every time you hear it. And for some reason, I just went down the pipeline of like Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, even bands like Sponge and Grunge Truck and all these other fucking bands who like I used to. So I've been, obviously you do Cornell for 2 days, you get through your Soundgarden. And so, I kind of caught that whole grunge thing again within the last couple of days. I've been doing Metallica concerts because now they're doing these Metallica Mondays. They're putting out a new concert. Yes, dude, on their YouTube channel, you can get shows from 84 and then they're playing Munich in 90. And, it's so being a big Metallica head, I've been going down that road a little bit, but I'm always... hip hop is always there in some way, shape, or form, but kind of surprised myself. I haven't really like listened to Metallica in a while because I know the catalog front to back. I grew up with it. It took these Metallica Mondays of seeing these live shows just to get all enamored by it, all over again.
Yeah. Have you discovered like a new band? Like, have you been listening to like Spotify and like let it just kind of show you a new band?
Yeah, I've been listening to some new bands. I'll tell you some new bands I really like. Black Puma is probably my new favorite band. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
Check them out. They're pretty fucking solid.
Write that down.
Yeah, write down Black Puma. Let me go to... okay, check out Black Puma Fire. I'll recommend that. Who's this guy? Oh, where is he? Hold on. Sorry. I know. Do you know JD McPherson?
The name sounds incredibly familiar for some reason.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's like the Stray Cats meets like a fucking really harder rock guitar. You can look up a tune of his called Lucky Penny, I think is a good one to check out. he's a throwback, but he's pure fire on the guitar. So
Love
I'd say
that.
JD McPherson, and then let me give you one more new band I like. I mean, JD's not new; he's been around a while,
Yeah.
but he's not super popular. Have you ever heard of Big Thief? Forget the name of the woman who's the lead singer, but she's got a voice like an angel. Check out Shark Smile. That's a sick tune. So there's 3 new bands that I've kind of been vibing on.
Nice. Yeah, I can't remember who turned me onto them, but this band has been so underrated. Like nobody has ever heard of them. And it's April Smith and the Motion Picture Show. And they're just this really cool, like you listen to them and you picture like their lead singer like pinup. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, like a Betty Page or something kind of.
A little bit, but not as like psycho rockabilly, but like just more 50s.
Right.
But they're really fucking good. They've got some really killer songs. They have this one great song that is perfect for a breakup. That is just on
70% of music is, I feel, are breakup songs.
Well, nowadays they are, because everybody's fucking
the
like
beginning of time, Rach. Since the beginning of time, I feel like 50% of music is about heartache,
and the other is about falling in love.
Jesus, Hank Williams, the senior, I put him up there with Bob Marley, and I put him on Mount Rushmore. But all his music's about heartbreak. How many presidents are on Mount Rushmore? 5?
4.
Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, Lincoln, Washington, and Jefferson. So who's your Mount Rushmore of rock and roll?
Jesus. Can we stick to one decade? Because this is really hard.
No, dude, listen, you know what you're getting into.
It's got to be Butch Walker is my ride or die. I absolutely love him. He is one of the most talented men in the music industry. He's a singer, a songwriter, a producer. Like the man is just so fucking talented, and just his music that he makes is so personal to him, but yet like so personal to everybody. It's so relatable, and it's got he's got such a beautiful voice and everything. And
I've not gotten into a lot, but I respect the genius of him, but I don't know much of his music.
Dude, he's so good. He was in a band in the early 90s called The Marvelous Three, and they had Freak of the Week was their hit. It's one of those like when you hear it, you're like, oh, I remember this song. But he's so fucking good. He's worked with everyone too, and everything he does for everybody else is like the best thing on their album.
All right, we got 3 left. We could be here next Thursday talking about Butch Walker. I want to hear who else you got.
Butch Walker, Etta James.
Ooh. Damn, that's a good one.
She is such a fucking badass.
That's 2.
God. Probably the Mamas and the Papas.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
so we'll say Mama Cass because it's only, you can't put the whole band up there.
Why not?
Well, it's Mount Rushmore. There's only 4 heads.
All right. So Elvis.
Oh shit! Well, Hell's Bells. Tough to argue with that one.
Because he's, I mean, yes, he did steal
it. Replace them? Does he replace the Mamas and the Papas?
He replaces Mamas and the Papas. Then. If we're going single, if we're going like one person.
Yeah, 4 heads.
And then, shit.
Elvis is a good one.
Shit. Do I go Jimmy Page or do I go? I'm going to go Jimmy Page.
That's a smoking top 4 right there.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, definitely Hank Williams the first, and definitely Bob Marley. Those 2 are no-brainers for me. Now, going into the next 2, this is really difficult. I'll probably say Aretha Franklin comes in at number 3.
Because she's so fucking.
So now number 4, for me personally, I got to go Ozzy Osbourne.
I don't know what it is. I've always just thought of Ozzy as somebody that I just like want to hug. Like he just seems like this was such a sweet man.
Yeah.
That like I just want to.
Well, Cam's right. Cammy knows. What's his name? Sam Cooke is my.
Sam
Cooke,
Sam
my favorite
Cooke
vocalist
so
of all time.
Good.
So Cam was, she knows. But then again, my number 2 favorite vocalist would probably be Ozzy.
Dude, Sam is so good. I mean, there's so many amazing artists out there that you need to pay attention to. Dude, it's so good. What was your first concert?
Metallica, Black Tour.
Was that your favorite?
No, the best concert I've ever seen in my life was Page and Plant reuniting in Buffalo, New York. They got John Bonham's son to play drums, and you closed your eyes, it was fucking Led Zeppelin. They had the Buffalo Philharmonic come and do 5 or 6 songs, you know, full on string instruments. It was, and we snuck down onto the floor, so I was within like 20 rows of the shit, and that knocked my socks off. So I'd say that's my favorite concert. This next one's, this is tough, but in no particular order. I saw Rage Against the Machine at Woodstock. That was one of the most insane things. And I was in like the 10th row for that. I remember getting out there early to see like Alanis Morissette at noon. And I didn't leave because I knew Rage was coming. I just get closer and closer and closer. That was a crazy fucking day. I saw like DMX and fucking Alanis Morissette like within an hour of each other, man. But then my third would probably be Pink Floyd in Toronto at the Exhibition Stadium outdoor, old where the Blue Jays used to play. So those be my top 3. Yeah.
Dude,
Floyd is fucking great.
There's so many concerts. I remember watching Woodstock like from home on MTV and just being like, one day I want to be there. And then I toured with Warped Tour and I'm like, I never ever want to go to Woodstock.
Listen, dude, that's a young man's game, young woman's game, young person's game. Like, there ain't no reason to be living in a tent for shit unless you're fucking camping and fishing. Like, there ain't no reason to go in a tent just to see Willie Nelson and the Chemical Brothers. You know what I mean? Like, it don't make no damn sense. Though I did get to see Willie and the Chemical. That was cool.
That's kind of an amazing like
Willie
duo.
Fan, so I've seen Willie 4 or 5 times. So anytime I get to see him, it's just like, oh, he's still here. Yeah. You know, like when he goes, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, I will take. I do feel better about it because I know that he's like lived an incredible life, and also the fact that I've gotten to see him twice, and I got to smoke with him on his tour bus.
You smoked with him, that's right. I remember you told me that shit.
Yes, I did. I don't remember much, but I remember that.
That's really fucking cool. I met one of his when I was bartending in Rochester, New York, back in the day when I was working at PBS Television, where John Overland, who popped in earlier, my mentor, we used to work with him. I'll never forget, Willie was in town for a concert, but he wasn't coming for like 2 days or a day. One of his road guys gets to the hotel early, and he's like, oh, I'm with Willie. You know, I'm like, oh, he don't check in till tomorrow or the next day or 2 days from now. He's like, yeah, they're in Canada. I'm not allowed in Canada. And I'm like, I ain't going to ask this man why, what he did, who he shot, what hole he dug. But we became friends. We became friends. And he gave me a fucking, a gold star keychain that supposedly is a lifetime backstage pass to any Willie Nelson concert.
Holy shit.
And ironically enough, I've never used it despite seeing Willie 4 times. I was going to do it at this California concert, but it got canceled. So, but yes, I don't know. I still have it. We'll see. You know, one of these days I'd love to try and if it doesn't work with Willie, I'll just have to go see, you know, Lucas Nelson and the Promise Crew. You know, maybe it'll work over there with them. But
yeah, I know that when I saw him, he was touring. His daughter was playing. I can't remember what instrument she was playing. I think she switched back and forth. I think she was playing slide guitar and like accordion and stuff like that. But like watching her get to play with her dad on this tour, it was so fucking cool.
Jesus,
it was amazing.
I'll tell you, as much as I want to talk about how great Rage was at Woodstock and how great, you know, the Tragically Hip is a band I love. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're
big Canadian band.
One of my favorite bands. I'll tell you a great story about them. But like Alanis Morissette live blew me the fuck away. If you Google, I think it was Woodstock 99. I'm not good with years, but if you Google her performance, that woman crushed. And I wasn't like buying Jagged Little Pill or anything. You know, I respected her, but I wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like, she's good. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go buy her shit. I'm not going to go see her in concert. Changed my whole song. And when I seen her, I'm like, wow, this woman.
Yeah, there are just some amazing bands that like you hear them on the radio or like you hear their album and you're like, yeah, they're a pretty good band. And then you see them live and your entire perception about them changes. And you can never, like, it's so hard going back to just listening to them and not being able to see them live. It just, that breaks my heart.
It's
Like
Now
there are
bands
some
are doing
bands
these drive-in concerts. I wonder if that's the future.
Oh God, I hope not. If that's the case, then like that entire portion of my career is done. Because
Look at
like
this your guy here, Cutter Hale. He's inviting me to Abilene, Texas, wherever the hell that is.
it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. I've been to
he's got
Abilene. It's
cold-
actually really pretty though.
You know what? If he's got cold Shinerbach and he's got tickets, I'll come down there.
Fuck
Come
yeah,
see Cutter Hale.
Tito's and Shiner, baby. Got to do that Texas thing. God, I love Texas. There's something really just wonderful
I've
about
only been to Dallas, but
Texas.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, I think that you would like parts of Austin and then would hate the other parts because it's so hipster these days.
Really?
Yeah. But I know of a few bars that you would like just sit down and like make your home.
Yeah,
because
like
they're just
school,
really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I miss traveling.
Buckle
you guys
up.
travel a lot for your work, right?
It depends on the gig. You know, when I was doing more like digital branded stuff for individual companies, I was doing some traveling. When I was working for Omaze, you remember Omaze, the celebrity charity. How do I put it? I guess they raffle off celebrity experiences for charity. That's what Omaze does. I must have produced 30-something videos for them, and so I got to travel a lot. Never got to go overseas. Almost went to do a Henry Cavill Superman thing in the UK, but my boss ended up going. But you know, yeah, that my favorite was a lot of the videos would get shot in New York City, so it gave me an opportunity to go to New York 2 or 3 times a year and see all my friends, you know, and I literally would stay up 20 hours a day. It was terrible, like, you know, because I'd shoot all day, night, and then, you know, it's New York, the city that never sleeps. So I go visit my buddies, you know, at 4 a.m. for a beer at the joint where all the firemen and cops are drinking, you know, and then go to work in 2 hours. So
yeah, it sounds pretty typical. I remember those days. I can't do them anymore, but
no,
like
not every night, but you know, you fall into those New York nights. They have to be. They catch you.
Yeah. God, I miss New York. Is New York your favorite city?
I'd say so. I mean, and I haven't, you know, I haven't globe-trotted a lot, but I have been around the U.S. quite a bit, and I've never been to Seattle, and I hear that's a great city. I've never been to Austin. I'm sure I'd love these places based on everything I've heard, but I guess New York, yeah, I'm biased. I like a 24-hour city. I got a lot of people there. There's always something going on. Visiting Tokyo woke my ass up. I'm like, holy shit, I can't wait to get back here. Like, but then again, I haven't been to Paris. I haven't been to London. I haven't been to I've done a lot of international traveling.
I think internationally, I think London is where I would probably put you in, and like I totally see you like really liking London, that or Berlin. Just because they have like such cool, like they're both 24-hour cities. They both always have something really cool going on. The arts are incredibly strong in those cities, and the history is really cool. So like there's always something fun to like do and discover. But in the US, I think if you haven't been, I think that Minneapolis is somewhere that I think that you would really, really love.
I got friends who live out that way, and that, you know, I know that I could go at some point, so it's just a matter of finding the time. But I'm hoping once, you know, I get through this Vegas job and get home, and pending we get a vaccine and all that bullshit, I can start to go on. I can maybe go on the road for a month and just go see my godson in Martha's Vineyard and my best friends in Boston and my mom in New York. I'd love to do just a month to go see everybody, you know, once life gets back to normal.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do a road trip, I'll ride along with you. We can split whenever we land in a city, because I have family and friends fucking everywhere.
That'd be the way to do it. Get in the car and just kind of weave your way through.
Hell yeah. I can show you some really cool tiny little spots too. All
right.
Shit.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking tonight?
Tonight is sponsored by Jameson Stout.
Oh, you're going for it.
I'm
you were drinking wine. I thought you were drinking boxed wine or something.
No, I'm not that classy.
I'll tell you what. Boxed wine in a pinch is a good thing to have. I'm realizing that in a quarantine, you want to have a box of that shit fucking next to the cream corn and the green beans and the, you know, the canned clams.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know that they make basically like sippy cups, like, or just like individual wine, boxed wine that you can take to like the movies and shit, and nobody like
a apple juice box.
Yeah, it looks like a little apple. Yeah, it looks like a little apple juice box, but like it's got a twist top on the top, and you can just take them into like that's why purses are so handy. Yeah, it's great. I mean, to be fair, my best friend and I used to sneak an entire bottle of Jameson into like the dollar theater. Because like
you gotta wear tube socks. You can stash a lot of shit in your tube socks.
Yeah, girls don't have to do that shit though. They just bring in a bag and nobody looks at it. Men are scared of tampons.
But now they go right. You live in a society where they're rifling through your bag and looking for shit.
Well, this was also back in the day when like so my best friend lived in Huntington Beach, and we would go see movies on Wednesday nights together because it was like date night. It was like $10 for 2 people, and that included a small popcorn and a small drink. We would go. It was like the last run theater, so we'd go in, we'd bring in an entire bottle of Jameson, and we would get
to the movies.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we would go like 2 or 3 movies, but like
let me adjust the lighting real quick. I got another one over there.
It's the project.
I'm on the set of Little Miss Sunshine. Like, hold on, we're gonna move in the lamp over here. Hold on.
You guys are the best. Jameson is good, but I'm enjoying this Crown. Dude, Crown is really good. Yeah, I like Crown Royal. No, don't blame my live event husband. I love him. Take me with you. I mean, yeah. Yeah, to be fair, I'm just itching to go anywhere at this point.
Is that worse?
What? No, it's good.
It's shitty.
It's still fine.
I tried to put this practical light in there in the background, but see, it keeps flipping. Why it's flipping from?
Because you keep moving things forward, and your camera focuses on different things. So if you come to the forefront, then it's going to focus on you. Thank you, Cam. Yes, I'll post this so he can see it. Cam agrees. Kaiser, you look fine.
This is horseshit, dude. Well, I'm not. Look at these. Like, look at these paintings. Like, what is that? Is that like some shit I ordered off of Etsy and shit? Like, what is that? That's not. I should have brought my own artwork. I knew I was going to be here 2 months.
You know what my favorite thing to do in hotels is to look at the back of the art. If you can, if they're not screwed into the wall, take them off and like write a message on the back of them and then put them back.
Stephen King shit right there.
We've done that so many times. Well, I toured for, I lived out of hotels for basically 7 years straight. So like we would come back, when we would come back to certain cities, we would go to the same hotels. And so, everybody who was there the first time you were there would leave messages. You just basically had this like yearbook on the back of it.
Like, you know what? I said Stephen King. It's more like a Wes Anderson kind of thing.
Yeah.
Get my directors straight.
I mean, depending on the message, it could be Stephen King.
I guess it could be.
Get on the room number.
You could have a hell of a first act of a movie based around that.
I mean, he has an entire movie based around, what was it, 1408?
Oh, I never saw that shit.
It's okay.
What about the Shining sequel? I've heard good things about that.
I really liked it. I remember The Shining scaring the crap out of me as a kid, so like I never went back to visit it until like about 10 years ago, and now I love it. But like the sequel, I really love it. Dude, Rose the Hat is one of the scariest fucking villains in all of cinema. She's terrifying. And Rebecca Ferguson is like so fucking hot. Like she's so beautiful. And she's terrifying, which makes her just a little more hot, I think. There's a lot wrong with
this movie, man. I feel like they did the right casting by getting Ewan McGregor in there.
Yeah. Have you watched a lot of movies during quarantine? Or just been listening?
No, dude. Here's what I have. I've had to do some watching shit for work, but the only thing that I'm like cracked out on and indulging is The Watchmen, and I think it's unbelievable. I'm a big Damon Lindelof fan, and I know he gets a bad rub, but I think he's killing this series, and I like that Lindelof is right. He's at least a co-writer on every episode. Mm-hmm. And that to me is what's standing out most about I mean, certainly the photography is unbelievable. The cinematography is beautiful. I haven't been this blown away by cinematography on television since The Handmaid's Tale, which I think is the greatest cinematography in television history. But this really knocked me on my ass. The writing is wonderful. I think I got 2 episodes left.
Nice.
But yeah, this Watchmen show is completely, I'm cracked out on it. And another show, believe it or not, I've been watching Honeymooners reruns. They're all on fucking YouTube, and it's like it was my favorite show as a kid because I remember like I'd watch the Yankee games with my grandparents, and then after the Yankee games, it was the Honeymooners and the Twilight Zone, and those are like my earliest memories of television was watching TV with my grandparents.
For some reason, when you said the Honeymooners, the only thing that popped into my head was that's so fucking on brand for you.
Well, and I almost feel like Ralph Cramden it probably has some bit of Kaiser, the character of the Schmodown, certainly comes from the Ralph Cramden family, so it probably rubbed off at an early age.
100%. I'm sure you were running around the house doing Ralph Cramden impersonations and shit like that. Like,
hamana.
All right, we have a few Streamlab questions. Guys, if you have any questions, click the link. So we have one from Alex Shashek. It says, what soundtrack is better than the movie? Or alternatively, what soundtrack deserves to be attached to a better movie? Ooh. That's
Tough
really good.
question.
I mean, I feel like every great soundtrack, no matter what the movie it is, makes the movie that much better.
Yeah, I'm really giving this a think.
Oh.
I'm really giving this a think.
Because like some of the best movies have the best soundtracks. Or an inverse of that. Some of the best soundtracks are from the best movies.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion, even though this movie's grown on me. I'd say the Kill Bill soundtracks are better than the movie, or at least they were at one point in my life. And as I've rewatched the Kill Bills, I've learned to like them more. I'm a huge Tarantino fan, but Kill Bills were never in my top, and they still aren't, quite frankly. But that doesn't mean I don't love them. But I remember being wowed by those soundtracks more than the movie. Tron is probably a good example of a soundtrack. The thing about Tron is, if you saw that movie in the theater, you got to see like not a great movie, but a really good laser light show. Daft Punk on that sound system, to me, you and I have talked about it. Like we both said we want to see Daft Punk. Like, you know, have you seen them?
I have. I mean, I've probably seen them at a festival, but I don't remember. So I'm going to go with no.
We're talking about we couldn't wait for Daft Punk to go on tour. I'm trying to remember. Maybe there was someone else. Either way, so I'd say that Tron soundtrack is pretty fucking dope, and I listen to it when I work out or run and shit, and it still holds up, you know. So, but yeah, that'd be my answer to that question.
Yeah, because I mean, well, what are your favorite soundtracks? Because like mine are, you know, typical. I think that one of the best ones that isn't talked about ever, but when people bring it up, they're like, "Oh my god, yes!" is The Big Chill.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing actually.
I fucking love that soundtrack. That one, Empire Records.
I think The Big Chill is like the Citizen Kane of movie soundtracks.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's just something about that soundtrack it all works. Pulp Fiction, of course, is one of my favorites. That's a tough. Reservoir Dogs is a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you can't hear those songs without literally thinking about that movie.
Goodfellas has got a goddamn good soundtrack.
Goodfellas does have I actually rewatched that a few months ago, and every time a song would come on, I would start singing along, and like Alex would be like, "Why do you know these songs?" And I'm like, first of all,
capsule, if you think about it, all the way from the early Bobby Darin shit to the you know, acid fucking Rolling Stones. It's quite a collection of music.
And like that's what I was raised on too. So like it just has a very like nostalgic feeling. Yeah, dude. There's even Clueless has a great soundtrack.
That is a good soundtrack. Trainspotting's got a good soundtrack.
Yeah, dude. SLC Punk has a great soundtrack.
I've never seen that film.
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, it's ridiculous and insane, but like I just have this deep-seated love for Matthew Lillard movies. They're just so much fun and like usually just insane. So I love those. Plus, oh my god, Bring It On has one of the best like pop punk soundtracks of all time. And I completely forget about that. A movie that nobody ever mentioned. What?
Have you ever heard of a movie called Blow Up? Michelangelo Antonioni, Italian filmmaker.
No.
It's a really cool film. You should check it out. Blow Up was the premise for the Travolta film Blow Out, about I think it was a De Palma movie maybe, where Travolta plays a sound mixer who records the sound of a murder on accident. He's got to put it together. the Antonioni movie Blow Up is about a photographer who supposedly sees a murder in the background of one of his photos.
Yeah, and blows it up.
Really cool fucking soundtrack. It's 60s total like mod England, kind of early 60s vibe. I'd say that's a good one.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. too, in that same vein of like.
Who's in that movie?
Man from U.N.C.L.'s Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer and Alicia Vikander. Super. It was.
What do they call that movie? The Prettiest People on Earth decided to make a movie, like just
basically they're all
no
all
wonder the movie
spies.
sucked. You can't put that many pretty people in a room and expect a good movie.
Dude, it
You gotta
is.
ugly it up. You gotta get a Steve Buscemi in there, or William H. Macy. You gotta work in a.
There's a few. I think Stephen Marcella's in that too. I think. He's a little weird looking French dude, but I mean it's a fun movie, but also it's like that mod 60s kind of like English rock aspect to it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
All right, so we have another question from Cutter Hale. Says, "Hey guys, just want to say, hey Rachel, I really enjoyed our conversation in Houston and Kaiser. We've had great back and forth on Facebook. My question is, are we actually going to get New Mutants and Tenet in a couple of weeks? Thanks and stay safe." No.
What are you talking about? New Mutants?
Yeah.
That's some X-Men shit?
Yeah. It's been trying to be released for the last like 4 years, I think.
Is it a TV show or a movie?
It's a movie. But
I
like
remember the comic book, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, it's literally, they've been trying to release it for about 4 years, and it's just one of those things that people are like, they constantly keep pushing the release date. But I don't think anything's going to come out. If it comes out in theaters, it's going to be not in the US. It's going to be Japan and China and, the UK, countries that have gotten their shit together.
They can go to the movies now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they going to the movies in what countries?
In like, I know Australia just shut down again because they hadn't had a new case in like a month. So they had like almost completely reopened, and then they had a brand new case and they like shut down for 3 weeks because their leaders know what they're fucking doing. I know New Zealand, I'm pretty sure New Zealand still has access. Like they're free at this point. Like they can go out of their houses without masks and shit because they haven't had a case in like a month.
I mean, shit, that's crazy to think that we can't go. I mean, I would go if I could be 5 seats away from someone. I'd go to the movies. Fuck it. I wouldn't be ordering. I wouldn't be ordering no food.
Yeah,
I'd be bringing in my own shit.
Oh yeah,
5 seats. You're cool. They take your temperature at the door with the gun. Bada bing, bada boom. Totally don't fuck with the refreshments.
There's
don't
definitely
go to the bathroom. Hold your piss. Don't touch nothing.
Yeah, there's definitely ways that it could happen, but it's also like if you're taking out 5 seats literally in your radius, it's not gonna make it any money. It's not gonna be
unless
a thing.
You have round the clock screenings 24 hours a day.
I mean, I would for sure go to like a 3 a.m. screening. I'm up till 6 anyway most nights. Like fuck it.
Especially nowadays, man.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine if like? I mean, it would just be one of those amazing things at like 3 o'clock. You're like, yeah, I got a screening in half an hour. I got to go to.
Fuck it.
I mean, we're all up anyway.
Who else has got a question? Any other questions?
I don't know. You guys got any more? Send those in. None right now. We'll check back again.
Makes it easy for me.
Towards the end. But dude, I just like, do you remember, like, I remember going to the movies when I was little, but I don't remember what my first movie experience was. Do you?
I think I do. I have a few movie experiences that I remember. I remember seeing Star Wars: A New Hope on the television. I remember seeing Empire in the theater. And I want to say Empire must have been my first movie in the theater.
Yeah.
That it has to be. I remember very early screenings of Romancing the Stone. One of my fondest memories, I remember we rode our bikes to the movie theater. I've told this story before. We bought tickets to Big and snuck into Die Hard because it was rated R. 88, right? Is that when Die Hard was released? 88?
Sounds about right.
I bet it's 88.
I mean,
I think
First
I
of
hit
all,
the Palma. I hit the Palma for 3 points. We'll see if I hit Die Hard 88 for 2 points.
I mean, Big is just also one of the most wonderful movies. I mean, it's weird to go back and watch it through the scope of 2020, but like I remember growing up watching Big and being like, "This is amazing," and then you realize that like she slept with a 13-year-old.
You know,
You're like, maybe not the best movie.
You know, it's Penny Marshall. We'll give her a pass.
Yeah, dude, Penny gets a pass no matter what. She's fantastic.
League of Their Own. That's my favorite Penny Marshall movie.
A League of Their Own is my favorite baseball movie.
I told Dagnino I think it's my favorite sports movie. He thought I was nuts.
No,
and he said Rocky. I said Rocky may be the best sports movie, but that don't mean it's my favorite. But I think he's right. I put Rocky in the top 3. I'd probably say Rocky, Slapshot, and League of Their Own are my 3 favorite sports movies.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, because I played baseball and softball growing up, so like A League of Their Own like has a really good spot in my heart. But also,
brilliant film,
dude. It's so good. It's also so clever, and it's like I rewatched it last month, and it still holds up.
Oh,
like there's nothing about it that's controversial. Like everything is still so funny. Everything still feels like a little bit fresh. I think because it was a flashback to that era. But like
it's
at the end when they're all at the
Hollywood movie in every sense of the word, you know.
But they're also I also heard rumors that they're making a TV show out of it, and I was like, why am I 10 years too old to be in this fucking TV show? Like, oh my god, I would put on a skirt and go like throw a softball in the background.
On FX, you know, FX could probably do it, right?
I think Showtime is doing it.
You get down with the Fargo TV show?
No, I haven't watched that. I like to binge. Like I like something to be over so I can like from beginning to end.
Each season is different. So you'd like Fargo, and that season 1 ends, it's over. Season 2, completely different time and place and year. There may be some crossover to keep you interested in the mythology of it all.
Yeah.
But check that out. That's a pretty impressive TV show, I'd say.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's on the list. It's on the list to go and understand. Not a lot of people consider this a sports movie, but it's one of my favorites, and it's Whip It. That's
a good film. I saw it in the theater.
I fucking love that movie. What?
Who directed that?
Drew Barrymore, I think.
Did she direct that? You might be right. That was a good flick.
I love that movie. There's something about like those groups of badass women that just like shirk society and do whatever the fuck they want. It's like super fun.
As far as Ellen Page movie goes, I put that ahead of Inception.
Oh yeah.
A little overrated.
I like Inception. It's one of those movies that like
a little overrated.
I enjoy it.
Bad third act.
Yeah, it gets a little derivative towards the end, but like the music is so good. The cinematography in that is just beautiful. Fantastic.
You can't fuck with it. In the theater, it was amazing to watch, but it left me saying like, I don't give a fuck at the end of the movie. Like I gave 0 fucks about anybody.
Yeah. Although, it was. I didn't care about the story. I didn't care about the characters, but like the story was intriguing. It also gave me one of my favorite post-movie experiences of all time because I went and saw it opening night. And so like everybody's walking out, like it was the first showing of opening night. Everybody's walking out just like with their minds blown. And like about 10 feet in front of me, somebody stops and like kneels down, and somebody had spun a quarter, and we all just kind of stood and watched to make sure it fell. Like it was fucking hilarious.
Bizarro world.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I thought the first 2 acts were good. I just feel like it just didn't land at the end for me.
Yeah, but like it was still like a super enjoyable movie. Yes, Dean, 100%. Fighting with My Family is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I've seen The Wrestler, of course. I love The Wrestler.
Dude, The Wrestler is so good. It's so heartbreaking. Also,
did he get nominated for Best Actor?
I think so.
Yeah, he did. He must have.
I think she did too for supporting actress.
No, she's only won for My Cousin Vinny, right? That's the only Academy Award she's won.
Yeah, and she's
been nominated 3 times?
Maybe 4.
The fuck would she have been nominated for? Vinny, The Wrestler, Definitely The Wrestler.
There was something else.
What else would she have been nominated for? It's probably something weird like some Oliver Stone shit, like JFK or something. She played fucking one of the Kennedy wives or some shit.
She's so good. I just love Marissa Tomei. She's just fucking wonderful. She's good in everything.
That Wrestler movie's pretty impressive.
And Warrior.
I'm a fan.
Talk about it. Like, I think that it's one of like the most beautifully storied movies of the 2000s.
You got the right guys playing the right parts. That's what, because that movie could be unwatchable if you have a different cast.
Yeah, but they definitely went above and beyond. It's so good.
Who directed that?
That one was
Gavin.
Gavin Mick. It starts with an M. I know that for a fucking
It's
fact.
Gavin some shit or other, right?
I don't know. My brain literally stopped working as soon as I lost my match on Friday. So,
are you leaking that out to the public or
no? I lost. Everybody knows.
Who'd you lose to?
What the hell were their names?
The tag team match.
The team match, yeah.
Oh yes, sorry, I was thinking singles.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was tough. Those guys are playing at a high level. Lon and Paul.
Lon forgot that they were asking the 8th question in round 1, so he completely missed it. So, I mean, wow. I don't know how high of a level Lon's playing at right now, but
when you sleep in a Frigidaire box, it starts to fuck with your psyche a little bit.
Yeah, I think he was camping in the woods during this one. So,
that is neighbor's yard.
Maybe the woods. Oh, we do have one from Jeremiah. It says, also, Warrior is the best sports movie of all time by Gavin O'Connor. I knew it was a Mick or O or
Gavin
something.
O'Connor. Yeah.
And Jeremiah did donate. Jeremiah donated $25. He said, this is for Kaiser because Smets made him drink all his alcohol on Sunday. Also, just a thought, Smets and Zipper would make a great team for this year's team tournament. You are really trying to get them in the team's tournament.
Yeah, I've already promised the team's tournament to 2 people.
Ah, have they been announced yet, or?
I think everyone probably knows. I mean, I've been trying to put Zipper and Wit together since the beginning of the season, so
that's a good call.
I didn't realize that we could only put 1 team in. I thought I was going to be able to put 2 teams in. So, yeah, I mean, Wit sat out fucking singles to help get all the other people ready and coach these guys. So, I'm looking forward to. I hope it made Wit hungrier. You know what I mean? I hope it made him better. So I'm interested to see him and Zipper get together.
Dude, those are 2 of my favorite people in this insane thing that we are a part of. I was so glad to be Wit's first opponent when they first came in, because it was the Movie Guys versus Inky and the Brain, and the 3 of us just because I practically live at the studio whenever there's a shoot day.
Sure.
So I was there super early, and then Adam and Paul showed up, and we all sat in the couches, and just we were all studying. Then we all were asking questions and just busting each other's balls and quizzing each other. We're playing against each other, but we're hyping each other up to play the match. It was so much fun, and then we just became friends after that, and it was perfect. And then Zip is just one of the coolest dudes ever.
Yeah, tough to not like Zipper and Wit. They're good dudes. I knew kind of what I was doing. Wit seriously had no fucking idea that he was getting drilled. Didn't even know he was on our radar. He didn't know shit. I didn't reach out to him and be like, I think you're gonna be there. We want to get he had no fucking idea. The look when he looked at Paul was like, fuck.
What? What's going on?
With us now. You're with us now. He's way too cool to pass up on.
Yeah, he's
at the draft.
He's a really great guy. I am once we get back to doing exhibition matches, I really would love to challenge Brittany to a Disney match because she is. I fell in love with her platonically during watching Glow, and then when she showed up and we got to meet, and I was like, so we're gonna be best friends and go shopping together, and she's like, done. And then this whole thing happened, and I was like, no, we were gonna be friends.
I really wish I could have got her in the singles tournament. Maybe if I had one more slot, you try and think of these things and who's going in and who's sitting, and it's hard. You want to get everybody involved to some degree, so I really wish I could have got her in, and hopefully we can get her again next year, because I don't think she's going to get any matches this season unless some like you said, an exhibition or something, dude.
Yeah. Like, she's just the best, and she's exactly who you think she is.
She's a fucking cool, smart,
sassy,
kills it,
lovely
great
human being.
man.
Yeah.
That was a great match. We had fun that day. She fought tough, and she played a good match for her first outing, ever having to. It's not like she was hanging out watching it, and she knew what it was and played that one match, certainly, I think, which helped wrap the celebrity match, against Brienne and all them, which helped her wrap her head around the game. But like, it was all on her. It's different when you're the, what I mean? There's no two other people, and it didn't feel like a telethon, to be honest with you.
To be fair, if you go back and watch that Glow match, like, she's in it to win it. Like, as soon as they told her the concept, like, you could see her eyes light up, and she's like, I want to do this. This sounds amazing.
She's got the fire. She definitely has the fire. She wants to play, man.
Yeah.
I think if her schedule was, a little easier, you might have seen a more involved and had things, not turn into, COVID nation. So it might have been different.
The season that could have been.
Whatever. We'll bounce back. We always do.
Yeah. Next year will be interesting, though. But
it will be. Jesus. Next year better be better than this year, or else I might retire.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Yeah, thanks.
No, I mean, like, because like Saturday rolled around and I was like, maybe this is it. Like, maybe I'm done after this season. This is really hard right now. Well, I mean, especially right now, because like I have nothing else going on but like my studying for this. And so like when I lost that, I was like, I do have another match, but like, do I really want like when this is your only thing in your life and like it lets you like you let yourself down and like you don't get to continue doing this, like you're like, well, should I just go find something else to do? And it's heartbreaking. Like, I love this and I'm never gonna fully leave it. I mean, I'm not Roca level obsessed, but
I mean, that's quite everyone loves it in their own sort of way, you're right though. It's important to have other interests to default to so that listen, I think it's harder than a lot of people understand for managers in that, we got 8-10 people we're accounted for. Like anytime anyone loses, you lose with them. You know what I mean? Like, so, you're training yourself. Then again, you train with your partners, of course, but like, I feel like I'm training with 8-10 people. Like everything is multiplied. And, of course I love it, but it's hard, when you got to have a career and you got to have your side interests and your side hustles and whatnot, It's like fucking white men can't jump. It's hard goddamn work being a manager in a schmoedown. Hard goddamn work.
It is. It some people just make it look so easy and so like just flawless, and it's a struggle. I tell you what. Do you find yourself like quoting or like going back to some movies to like kind of take inspiration for like coaching and stuff?
No, I can only find movies to chill me the fuck out at this point. Like what with pandemic and a crazy work schedule, like the only movie like I forget who I was talking to. Like I'm only putting on comfort movies. Young Guns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting on Blues Brothers. I put on Fight Club. Oddly, that shouldn't be a movie that calms me down, but I guess it does.
No, I get it.
Lebowski's my go-to chill out movie. But yeah, I've hardly watched anything new. I did watch the guy who directed William Friedkin, who directed The Exorcist. I watched a movie called Sorcerer from like 77 or 79 with a young Roy Scheider.
Whoa.
Dude, yeah, it's like, this is a man who directed The Exorcist and The French Connection. Yeah. When you watch Sorcerer, it feels like both of those movies combined into one. And it was a movie I always heard about. I heard Friedkin get interviewed on Alec Baldwin's podcast. I'm not know if you're familiar. It's called Here's the Thing with Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
And he directed, or he interviewed Friedkin. And they talked about this film Sorcerer, and I'm like, how the fuck have I not seen this movie? So I ordered it and it delivered. So yeah, I'm just kind of, I haven't been watching anything new. Vinny gave me a couple vampire movies I got to watch. Let the Right One In. Is that a vampire movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Vinny wants me to watch that. And then what's the black and white one?
Nosferatu?
No, a witch comes home at night or some fucking shit.
I have no idea.
Oh, it's something about, it sounds like We Walk Home at Night. Someone out there knows what I'm talking. It's got that weird title. It came out probably within the last 8 years.
A black and white vampire movie?
Yeah.
Guys, if you know, throw it into the chat because I have
written it down. Hold on.
no idea.
No, I didn't write it down.
Black and white.
Yeah. Oh,
see, that's what's throwing me. I'm like, I have no idea.
Nah, you're gonna kick yourself in the ass. It's pretty well known. Who gives a fuck? Either way. Yeah. So I got a few things. I'm gonna get through this last Watchmen episodes. That's the main goal.
Dude, they're so good.
Good show. I wonder if is that it? I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, they said that's it.
They said that's it, huh? That's
because I think the showrunner they weren't going to bring the showrunner back, and he was like,
"Well, Damon Lindelof, right?"
Yeah, and I was like, "Well, if you're not going to do that, you're changing the show, and the reason that people love it is because of his involvement."
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? And so basically, like, they just canned it.
It'd be a mutated version. I think what Lindelof gave you was a very fresh and unique interpretation of an existing franchise, did it his way, still, touched on the right bits of Watchmen mythology. So I don't know, it's unique as fuck to me, I'll tell you that much.
It's so good. It takes so many different aspects of different genres and brings it in to tell this like one amazing story, and it's so fantastically done and beautiful. I don't know how people don't like, because I'm a binger. Like I need to know what the end of the story is. Like,
sure.
So like, which is why I can't start shows unless they're finished, because I need to know that I can power through and watch 72 hours worth of show and then like know what the answer is and not have to wait for like another season to come out or whatever like that. I mean, there are a few shows that I've done that on from like Netflix because I know they're coming back. Like it sounds ridiculous, but She-Ra is a fantastic show on Netflix. It's cartoon, but it's so like the story's really good.
The He-Man shit.
Yeah, but it's
a new She-Ra or not? Or the old?
Oh no, I love the old She-Ra too. I have that on my hard drive. But like they did a revamped She-Ra and it's so good. Like it's so fantastic. And so like shit like that, like I'll watch that's new. But
Tyler was asking when my next radio show is. Man, my fucking old computer crashed. I lost half the work on my most upcoming show. And then I got swamped with other things and I didn't get to finish it. So it may not be a while, but man, that was one of my favorite things to do in quarantine when this stupid pandemic first hit. But I've always wanted to do, I mean, I did it in college and shit, you know what I mean? But it's been a long time and I'm like, well, I'm listening to a lot of music. I got the time to fuck off on the mic, so let's put something together, Yeah.
Well, along those lines, Jeremiah wanted to know, Kaiser, do you have any podcasts that you listen to for sports or movies? Because if you're listening to music, are you doing the podcasts?
I mean, I listen to the same couple podcasts, and they're not all film related, but I do listen to The Ringer, The Rewatchables, it's called. Are you familiar with this? It's the same guys from The Ringer podcast. They basically rewatch movies, the iconic films or films that were important to them, and have these full-on brilliant discussions. Like they did an Escape from New York episode, which was great. So I'd say Rewatchables. Also, Elvis Mitchell, who reviews films for NPR, National Public Radio. He's a really cool film critic. He's got a podcast. I listen to that a little bit. My go-tos for podcasts in general, I listen to the TED Radio Hour. I listen to You Made It Weird with Pete Holmes. I listen to Baldwin. Baldwin's Here's the Thing. I listen to WTF, Mark Maron. I like Joe Rogan. He gets really interesting guests, and he's a good interviewer. He's a little one-dimensional as a comedian to me, so I don't gravitate towards Joe Rogan, the comedian, but I do Joe Rogan, the interviewer. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, to be fair, I've spent most of my time just like watching movies and taking notes and studying and shit like that. So like all of the podcasts have just like gone out of my life for right now. I mean, Roka's Cinephiles podcast is really fantastic to listen to. Like when I was touring and stuff like that, I would just listen to that for hours, like while I was setting up and, you know, traveling and stuff like that. Yeah, it's actually really good.
I didn't know Roka had a podcast.
Yeah, it's he does that, and then he does Top 10 with Matt Nost, his old team partner. That one's really entertaining.
I watch some Outlaw Nation when it's on for sure, and I love when he hosts SCN. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been mostly catching Roka on YouTube and on any Schmodown related shows, and then his own network. But yeah, he's a bad dude. He's cool, classy, smart, funny. He's my kind of asshole like me. You know, I get along with that guy well.
Yeah. Well, because the Cinephiles, they discuss like a different movie every week, and they like go super in depth into like the making of it, and they have a guest every week that's like a super fan of the movie, and it's really really great. Yeah.
I should do 48 hours or something.
Just class it up a little.
The conditions are: it has to be before 1985. Walter Hill has to be a director on that film. That leaves us The Warriors or 48 Hours.
Dude, The Warriors.
It's a great one.
Such a great movie. I literally can't walk through New York at night and hear a clink of a glass bottle without being like, Warriors.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No,
always.
I brought the Japanese version of the movie poster before I left, so I got to get home and get that thing framed.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of movie posters that we need to like. They're already framed. We haven't put them up yet. They're just like leaning against a wall, and we've been in this
wall, like a garage sale.
Basically, we've been in this apartment for like 9, almost 10 months now, and it's just kind of like, why
crazy?
Yeah, we haven't like done anything yet. Like, there's just like a few things that we still haven't done, and like we have all the time in the world right now, and it still hasn't gotten done. I just think it's really funny.
Y'all need to get your home maintenance fucking gig on. You know, film a renovation show, the Schmodown Renovators.
Oh my god, I would love to do that. Dude, I love that.
You and Brandon Hanna go around and redecorate Schmodown competitors' houses.
He doesn't have that good of a taste. It's fine. I also don't really trust him with a power saw, so.
Well, one thing you can trust Brandon Hanna with, that's a cyanide capsule. He'll make sure that it gets in the right person's mouth or his own if he has to get captured and not divulge any information.
No, he would just defect.
He's just a what?
I said he would just defect.
He would defect. Sounds about right. I'm working with the Chinese now. I've left the German government. I've screwed over the United States, and I'm a free agent.
Who's got the highest? Who's got the highest number for
me? That's the real plan. That's what I'm looking for. Certainly isn't the American.
No, it's never the Americans.
No.
Jesus. But okay, we are getting down because I know you've got a ton of work to do. So guys, a few more minutes. If you have any questions, get those in right now, and then we'll close out with my favorite question from a movie of all time. So 5 more minutes, guys, get those in. So when this is all over,
when you say this, you mean this like pandemic?
When this bullshit of
this
crazy COVID crap.
Twilight Zone episode, that reoccurring Twilight Zone episode,
right? When we awake from this nightmare, what is who's the first band you want to see?
Whew. I mean, I listen to so much Grateful Dead that I'd have to punt on them. It'd have to be somebody different. Probably Faith No More, because they were on tour with Korn and that got canceled. Jader wants to go to that show, so him and I kind of have plans for the Faith No More Corn helmet revival tour. So I'd say that would be the one.
That's a good call.
Yeah, Faith is probably my favorite living band is Faith No More.
Yeah, you do have that great shirt. I remember you rolled up. I think we were playing. I think you wore that the day that we played the Butcher Boys, and you rolled in, and I was like, "God damn it, that's such a great shirt!"
Bought it in a parking lot for like $12. Ripped the sleeves off it.
I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I think I can't wait for concert. I don't think that concerts will get back to being what they were for another like.
What are they going to be then? Like
10 years?
What
like
are they going to be?
Well, honestly, like at this point, they're gonna have to have a cap. You're still gonna have to like wear a mask and like keep your distance and stuff. Like I would honestly, I think I said this last week. I would honestly pay triple the price to go see a band if they only admitted like a third of the people and like there were just like 6-foot squares and you got to stand in your square with like up to like 4 people that and everybody would still have to wear masks. But can you imagine how great that would be to go see like one of your favorite bands and like not be like nuts to butts, like on the GA?
Butts. I've never heard that phrase before, but I will absolutely use nuts to butts. But my question is this: you still got to go take a leak. You still got to stand in line to get your pretzel and your beer. Like people are gonna be coughing all over each other in the bathroom, in the beer lines, in the merch lines. I know you're wearing a mask. I mean, I'm saying like. It just seems way too hard. Like,
well, I'm not saying now. I'm saying like in like a year when we can go back to that.
You're saying there's still a vaccine, but you're protecting yourself.
Exactly.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I think I'd want to go see a few of the pop punk bands that were on their like 10, 20-year reunion tours when this all stopped. So,
can I spoil something for the current viewers?
As long as you're okay with it. Wait, what exactly are you?
I'm not spoiling anything in a match or nothing.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm going to spoil something that has not been announced yet.
Oh, this is an announcement debut, guys.
I'm going to make a big announcement here on
Holy shit.
Rachel's Music Mayhem and Molotov Cocktail Hour. No, me and Gucci are having Kalinowski on late night this Friday night. So late night with Gucci and Kaiser, and we're bringing on our special guest, Mike K.O. Kalinowski. That's a big fucking deal.
Dude, he shaved. I'm so angry.
The champ is coming to late night. It's going to be a fun one, man.
He's such a great guy.
We're going to find out.
I absolutely love Mike, and I'm like deeply in love with Shannon. She's like just the best and just like a crazy, crazy human being.
Well, me and Gucci already had Shannon on the show, so if you're gonna have the queen, you got to get the king in there too. So
yeah, but as long as she came first, that's all that matters.
Well, this is a manager's run show. You know that we're gonna elevate managers first and foremost, and then players come second. But no, we were lucky as shit. We had Andreyko last week, crushed. Winston crushed. We'll get you on one of these days.
Yeah.
We've had everyone on, but we've been wanting to get KO. So I think he's going to bring some thunder. I'm going to make sure I'm going to better text Shannon. Like he better have 6 beers in him before he even gets on the show. I want a loose lips shit talking Mike Kalinowski if he's coming to late night.
It's so funny. Yeah. I actually, cause I had Shannon on here too. And we talked about, like I there's something really magical about when Kalinowski drinks and gets a little bit buzz. He just turns into like this really happy, like dirty mouthed child.
He's a
like
funny
he's
motherfucker.
So fucking funny and so
funny.
Yes.
I like him when he's mad too. He's real funny when he's mad.
Might get 2 beers.
Yeah, maybe so. He's going to be in the jungle on Friday, so he's going to have to come hang with
dude, your
Tommy
first time
Hobby Horse and Kaiser the Great.
First time into the Gucci verse is always a unique experience.
Well, you heard it here first. We broke it here first. Mike Kalinowski, Gucci and Kaiser, Friday night, 8:30, or is it 8 o'clock? It'll be one of those two.
Keep your eyes open on
It's
Twitter.
Usually 8, but sometimes we have to push to 8:30 because of work schedules and things. But
just be ready at 8, and if it's still late to 8:30, just fucking keep drinking. It's fine.
Make sure you got a beer with you.
All right, guys. So I'm checking one more time. So we got nothing left. Okay, great. So I know you have work. We'll get you out of here on time, actually, which is really funny. So the last question that I always ask is from my favorite movie of all time. It is Almost Famous. And at the very end, the movie ends with the most amazing question ever. And I find it really fascinating that I've never received the same answer twice. So do you have to be happy to write a love song? Do you have to be sad to write a sad song? What is it that you love about music?
Music forces me to be the person I want to be and give me the fucking strength and power to do it.
That is such a fucking great answer.
So,
oh my God.
You know, that's just going to cough that one out there on the table. I don't know if I have to say more than that, but
no, it's perfect.
Yeah. You know how James Lipton interviews actors, and at the end, his question, what is it? He says, well, he's got like 5 questions, right?
Yeah, like what's your favorite swear word and all that
and what
stuff.
is your favorite regular word?
Yeah.
And De Niro said refinement. Refinement. And that's always stuck with me because that, to me, that's a very egoless answer. That means you can always get better.
Yeah.
So that kind of knocked me on my ass when I heard De Niro. And it shows, you know?
Yeah, De Niro's fucking amazing. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Like I miss you dearly, and I miss getting to sit down and drink with you. And this was as close as we got to get for the next.
Well, you know, I love and
however.
miss you, and I'll see you sooner than later. I'll be back around October 1st, and
great.
Hopefully there'll be, you know, shit, you can come out to the beach. We can social beer drink in the sand, you know?
God, I haven't been out to the beach during this entire thing. So yeah, we'll do it. Let me know when you get back.
Tell your lunatic roommates I send my regards.
I will as soon as I see them again.
Tell Hannah to pick up a fucking Black & Decker drill and go to work, or I'm going to slap him around next time I see him.
I mean, he does have a really great job as it is, but
he's a good one. He's a good one. I hate to admit it, but he is.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I love him. I think I'll keep him. But
all right,
everybody,
kid,
thank you so much. I love you so much. Please be safe and have fun in Vegas and come back to me here in LA, and I will talk to you soon. Guys, everybody say bye to Kaiser. Bye, Kaiser. And now we get to do my favorite.